Sometimes I feel like I'm lost. I just tried to do a video and it was so all over the place. I want to try and do a video each week, and if I'm not feeling inspired to do something, then I just sort of throw up and it makes no sense. I'm all over the place. And yet I'm trying to force something to come out. And obviously that's what's happening, is I'm forcing something to come out instead of being true and just I feel like I'm not moving. Like I'm just stuck. I've been stuck. Like Roy said something the other day about, I gave you to the end of the year, and now it's the end of the year. What's going on? Nothing. Nothing. And I try to explain a timeline. Like I need to be on a different timeline than he is. I'm on a different timeline than he is. But he doesn't understand that. Alright. I can understand his side. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the past 20 years. 20 years. Sometimes learning that I'm a projector is like the best thing. And then other times it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like it's great, but it's not. Cause I feel it now when I'm like pushing and I'm not being true, not resting or not speaking authentically, and I'm just kind of pushing and trying to get something across that I want to say, but I'm not feeling it. And I can sense the difference in my voice. I can sense that it doesn't come across the same. I never noticed it before, and now that I notice it, it's like so hard to, I don't want to say fake it, because I really never faked it. I always said what I wanted to say and said it in a way that I thought was the right way, not the right way, but the best way. And now it's like nothing is coming out the way that I want it to. It just feels inauthentic. It feels like it's forced. And as much as I want to be able to help so many people, I mean, I know that there are a lot of women out there who are just struggling to figure out who they are, what they want to do, how they want to move through life, how they want to show up in the world. And I know I can help them. And then there are some times when I'm like, how can I help them when I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? Like, how does that work? How does this work when I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? And how am I supposed to help all these people, these women that I know are lost as well? You know, how do you show up and not feel like you're fucking somebody over because you don't have your shit together? I don't have my shit together. How am I supposed to help somebody else get their shit together? Like, how does that work? And I understand that whole thing with the projector can't see themselves as accurately as they can see other people. I get that. I understand that. And still, it's frustrating. Because like I talked to somebody from my community, and she wanted to have her human design reading. And at first I was like, I am so new to this. How can I give you an accurate reading? And then once I got into it and I started going, it just started spewing out like it was so natural. It felt so good. And she acknowledged that it was helpful and that she appreciated me. And yet at the same time, I'm like, how am I able to do this when I don't feel that I'm enough? I don't feel like I'm showing up in my truth as much as I try. I try so hard to not be someone I'm not. Because I feel like I know who I am. And then I wonder, why is it that I still have this thing going through my head that I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough? When I know that I am, I know so much. And that sounds so arrogant, because at the same time, I know nothing. And yet, I know I can help other people. I know I can help them figure out what's going on in their world. I just feel like because I can't figure things out in my world, I can't help them with what's going on in their world. And that seems ridiculous. Because we can always see what somebody else needs better than we can see what we need. We need somebody else to tell us the same thing that we tell other people, right? It's like, I know that this is what you need. And most of the times I'm telling you because I know that I need it. And it's like, it's this ridiculous kind of cycle of, I'm going to tell you what's good for you. And most of the time I'm going to tell you what's good for you because I know that it's something that I need and that's good for me. And yet I don't always follow my own advice. It's like, it's so fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And yet there are sometimes, like right now, I hurt because I feel like I can't help everyone that I want to help. Like I'm not doing enough to be able to help other people. Like I'm not sharing myself enough for people to find me. Or I'm not working on studying hard enough so people can know that when I do share what I need, I know I can share that it's truth, that it's accurate, that it's useful information, not just bullshit that I'm spewing. Because how do you know that it's not bullshit that I'm spewing? You know, unless you know me, unless you see me, unless I share more of what I've got going on, then how do you know? How can you trust? I don't know. There are sometimes when I just feel like I'm at a loss. Because I'm not where I see myself or where I think I should be. There are sometimes when it's difficult to see other people doing these amazing things. And I'm like, oh, what am I doing? How am I contributing? How am I contributing to the greater good when I'm not doing anything? What's my part to play in all this mess? Am I even doing anything worthwhile? Am I getting through to anybody? Am I connecting with anybody? You know, sometimes it feels like you're talking to space, like you're talking to nobody, like you're talking to, I don't know, the ethers, and the ether's not listening. I have no fucking clue. It's just sometimes I just want to hand it to me on a silver platter and be like, here you go. This is what you got to do. This is what you need to be saying. This is how you need to be showing up. Here, take it. And then other times I'm like, I don't want that. Oh, this sounds ridiculous. I enjoy the work that it takes to get there. And I sometimes forget that it doesn't have to be hard work, like physical labor, that it can be, you know, doing something I enjoy. I can be, you know, learning about human design, or I can be, you know, reading a book on finance, or I can, which is funny because some people are, book on finance is fun. I actually I like quantum physics and quantum mechanics. I love learning about these different things, and I'm like, the world is a fascinating place. And so sometimes I feel like, okay, studying these different things is so much fun. And then I think, well, am I wasting time doing those things because they're not helping anybody? They're not making the world better by me knowing how to do these things or understanding them. Quantum physics, I still don't completely understand. Quantum mechanics, still don't completely understand. But my point is that how do I know what I'm doing is the right thing? How do I know that I'm on the right path? How do I know that anything I do is going to be helpful to anybody? Is it helpful now? Is it making a difference? Because I feel like I've been sequestered in my own little world for so long that I'm not getting out into the world and sharing anything that I know. And I feel like I'm just, like I said, stuck not moving forward, which I know is not true because I'm constantly learning something new, or constantly learning something new about myself, or constantly learning something new about how I can improve myself in the situation, and, you know, different ways of doing things. So I know that I'm progressing. I know that I'm growing and expanding, and yet, am I influencing anyone? Am I affecting anyone in a positive way? Am I sharing my light enough so that it lights up other people? That's where I feel like I'm falling short. Like, I'm not shining bright enough for other people to shine bright. I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, how do you know if what you're doing is a positive influence on the world at large? I mean, you're one tiny little person, one tiny little spark, one tiny little flame. How is it making any difference? How is it even contributing to the greater good? How is it doing anything beneficial? I just want to help people. I just want to be able to improve the world around me. And I don't mean by me physically, me doing it. I want to be able to empower other women to know that they have it in them to improve themselves, to make themselves better, to live the lives that they really want to live, to show up in the world in a way that is beautiful, amazing, and spectacular, and phenomenal, and just beautiful. I think as women we forget how beautiful we really are. And I don't mean physical beauty. I mean inside. Because so many of us have forgotten who we are at the core. How we show up in the world. We've been discounted for so long that we have forgotten our power. We've forgotten that we are the whole reason anybody's here. Us. We were watching a show last night, and like this whole bunch of women were pregnant. Like, they had like this baby boom thing going on. And one of the women said something about, I'm growing a stranger in my body. And Roy looked at me, he's like, did you ever feel like that? And I'm like, no, actually, I didn't. But we do. We grow babies. Like inside our bodies. And we're taken for granted. Like, we could take care of everybody else, but we can't take care of ourselves. We can do for everybody else and take care of our families and take care of everything else that's going on around us, and we put ourselves on the back burner. We don't fix our teeth. We don't take care of our mental health. We don't take care of our medical health. We make sure that everybody else is taken care of. Everybody else goes to the dentist. Everybody else goes to have their yearly check. But we don't do it ourselves. I mean, I know that's shifting. I know that's changing. I know that, there are women out there who have put having families on the back burner, or just not having families at all because they're doing what they are meant to be doing, which is whatever it is, building a business or having a job or whatever, which I think is amazing. But they get criticized. Like, we beat ourselves up. We beat up other women because, why? Because we've been taught to tear each other down. Instead of supporting each other, instead of lifting each other up, instead of building each other bridges and taking care of each other, we tear each other down. You see a beautiful woman on Instagram or whatever, and the first thing I hear so many people, oh my God, she's so self-centered or whatever. Oh my God. Why? Why do women tear each other down so much? I totally went off topic there. I can't even remember what the hell I was talking about. I don't know. I just went off the deep end for a second there. Anyway. Yeah. So